What's up, fam? It's Kalla from Recalibrate, back with episode 13 of the Lightin Up Podcast. This marks 3 months of podcasts every Monday at 11 a.m. and holy shit, I'm so proud of myself. So today I wanted to just come on and do a solo episode, just keeping it real with y'all about how I'm feeling with everything going on in the world and how I'm feeling in my own self-love and journey of growth in this business and everything that I'm doing. So stick around if you're into that sort of thing. If not, I'll be back next week with an episode with Lisa Marie on conscious uncoupling with the moon. It's going to be a really potent one, so right before the full moon, perfect timing. Otherwise, I don't think I say anything giving advice in this that could be construed as advice, but just as always, I will throw it out there that nothing in this podcast constitutes legal advice, professional advice, counseling advice, medical advice, or any sort of advice. This podcast is just for information and entertainment purposes only. If you are going through any sort of issues, or if you have thoughts of suicide or things like that, I do talk about that in this episode. Please make sure that you're reaching out to someone for help. I'll put the suicide hotline number in the comments, and always reach out to a professional if you're going through anything like that or anything at all. And first and foremost, listen to your intuition and pray to God, because God is here for you. So, and I'm here for you too. So I love all of you so much. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time. With that being said, grab yourself a candle, maybe some sage, Palo Santo, sacred smoke, and let's lighten up together. What's up, fam? It's Kalla from Recalibrate, back with my motherfucking self. So before we get into it, you know the drill. Let's take a minute and just center into wherever we're at and get back to our bodies, get back to ourselves, and breathe together. 3 deep breaths. Even if you're doing the dishes or driving, whatever you're doing, just take this moment for yourself and breathe with me. I like to breathe in through my nose, but you can breathe any way that's going to give you the deepest breaths that you've had all day. And today, this time, I'm going to invite you to make a sound when you exhale. There's science and research and facts behind why sighing out when you breathe actually calms you into the moment and relaxes your nervous system and makes you feel more calm. So I know I could use some more calm energy all of the time. So today I'm going to invite you to breathe out with a sound. So let's get ready to breathe in and let it out. Again, breathe in. Sip in a little more and breathe out. Last one, breathe in. A little more and breathe out. Now I invite you to light your candle if you have one and pray with me as we call upon Spirit, the Most High, the source energy that runs through all of us, to be here with us in this moment, connecting us together through this technology, protecting the technology, so that the messages may be delivered clearly and my phone may work while I do this whole recording. I call upon all of our ancestors, those that have passed on before us, so that they may be here with us and watch over us, guide us on our path, and that I may communicate something that helps someone on their journey, even just one person, and that everyone listening may get some sort of insight, gift, revelation, laugh, joy, or just a sense of light as they listen to this, so that together we may anchor more light, love, peace, laughter, joy, harmony into the planet. And so it is. I'm gonna light some sweetgrass over here too. You might have noticed the ganja is kind of fallen off. I still smoke ganja in some episodes with some people, but I'm kind of happy and surprised that the shift has been made to a candle. And that's really fitting. So I don't really know where I'm going with this episode, to be entirely honest with you. I said that last week. I was like, I'm going to come on and share this week just myself. And this is my third time trying to record this episode, and I've just been having a hard time with it. So here we go again, trying again. Because I know that I said that for a reason, and I know that there's beauty and things to be learned from all parts of the process. And if I'm being completely honest, which I always am, lately it's been a little bit of a challenge for me, balancing all of these energies and knowing all that I have to do, but not feeling super motivated to do it for whatever reason. It's just been tough. So I guess I'm coming on in that space and that vulnerability so that you guys can see that I'm a real person, which I think you know, but that everything looks so easy and perfect and awesome on the internet all of the time. Everyone's always putting forth their most perfect selves and their most perfect moments and, the highlights of their life. But every single person on this planet goes through dark times or hard times or struggles. And I don't believe I would be showing up authentically with all of you if I didn't show up in those spaces too. So as much as I don't want to get on and make this video because I have a million reasons in my mind telling me no one cares, or, it's not super happy. I'm not I have to, whatever, but it's the real. And, I feel like I have to burp. Ugh, didn't happen, but it's the real confirmation burp. And that's what I feel like I have to offer to the world, which is a unique and sometimes lonely place to be, because, I'm not a Reiki teacher or Reiki master. I'm not a yoga teacher. I'm not an herbalist. I'm not any of those things, I'm just myself. And I don't mean that in this, I don't mean what I'm about to say in an egotistical way or whatever, but I feel like what I offer to people is the truth of who I am in a raw, uncut, unfiltered, authentic way. And I'm starting to see that happen more on the internet, but like I said, it's tough to be on the internet sometimes because we just are bombarded with people's highlight reels and, the beauty of everything they're doing. And we compare ourselves to where they're at and where we want to be. And then the judgment comes in and that negative voice in your head, and we just question ourselves. And I'm guilty of it too. Not guilty, but I fall victim to that too when I get on the internet and see people doing things. I'm like, oh man, what am I doing? And so what I can do with that energy is show all of you that it's normal and talk about it, because It's a part of this human experience. And that's why I say that I feel like my offering is being myself, is because I'm willing to show up in these spaces and talk about things that we all experience, but are told we shouldn't talk about, or are told we need to just get over. But I believe that we need to look at these things and talk about them and feel them, because every single person feels them. We all feel not good enough sometimes. We all question ourselves. We all go through these moments, but you don't see the high-paying coaches often posting about the times they're crying on their floor wondering if they can fucking do it, or wondering like, what's the fucking point, or who am I to do this? So I'm just here to talk about that and be myself. So thank you for being here with me, because, you know, I think I'd do it anyway, because I don't know how else to process all my feelings. But it's always in moments that I question myself or want to give up or just wonder what the fuck am I doing, that I get a message from one of you saying like, wow, that podcast episode or this post like really impacted my life and showed me this, that, or the other thing about myself. And that's what I'm here for, is one person. You know, I'm primarily here for myself, because that's how we all should show up in this world, is following our own joy and our own inspiration and our own path. But to be confirmed of what I'm doing through the reflection of all of you is like really the fuel to my fire. It's what helps me keep going. So I just want to thank all of you for allowing me the space in your life, on your timeline, to show up authentically and share these things, because I don't know what else to do with this time here on this fucking planet. And, you know, that's a big part of what I've been dealing with lately too, is just wondering, like, just like having a lot of existential questions about like, why the fuck are we here? And like, what the fuck are we doing? And like, do I need to fight the darkness? Do I just need to be a light in the darkness? Do I need to, like, what am I doing? And like, just feeling like an alien, feeling like I'm not from here, but I definitely chose to come here. Like, I know I came here for a reason, as we all did. Like, we all chose to come here for this crazy time. And ever since I was a kid, I've known shit was gonna pop off in my lifetime. Like, I've just had this feeling my whole life. So here we are, and it's happening, and I don't feel ready. And that's scary, you know? And sometimes it makes it tough to like keep going and keep doing the, like, I'm like, what am I doing just recording a podcast right now, even though like the world is fucking like burning, like, even though we're witnessing like the greatest crimes of humanity are being perpetuated against humanity ever. Like, there's a lot of like questions and a lot of fear and a lot of like, I don't know, it's just not very motivating to be starting a business and like trying to put myself out there on the internet amidst censorship and mind programming and like just all this fucked up shit, dude. Like, it's heavy. And I know that I'm not the only one who's feeling these energies and feeling like timelines are speeding up and like, you know, what's going to happen? Are we going to be safe? Are we going to be protected? Do we need to do all of these, you know, do we need to be prepared? How prepared do we need to be? Like, what are we doing? You know, what about, what does money even exist? Like, I have so many questions, and I don't have the answers about any of that, or how to manage these feelings, or, you know, what's going to happen. I just I'm just out here feeling them and living this life as best I can and putting one foot in front of the other. One day at a time, one moment at a time, one foot in front of the other. And I just have to put my faith and my trust in spirit and in God that I'm doing the right thing. Because otherwise I would just give up. And I don't say give up in terms of like kill myself, trigger warning forever on my content. But like I just say that because, you know, given how outspoken I am about the system and what's going on with everything, like I very much already feel like I'm on a government watch list of sorts. And, you know, for a while I had a phone, and every time I would record a podcast or a really intense video of myself or anything, my phone would just shut off in the middle of recording. And this only happened when I was recording something like this. And never when I was talking about like puppies or anything light. It was always when it was a really intense, really potent episode, it would just shut off. So I went to go get a new phone. And I was going to get an iPhone 12, but an iPhone 12, you have to upgrade to a 5G plan. And then when you get a 5G plan, you can get an iPhone 12 for 4 cents a month. 4 cents, the newest phone at the time. And I was like, this is sketch as fuck. Because, like, why would they want to give me a phone for 4 cents a month? But the iPhone 11, which isn't 5G, I had to pay more for than I would have if I got the 5G 12 phone. So, anyway, I decided to go with the iPhone 11. And now here I am. I've had this phone for, I don't know, 2 months. And it's doing it again. It just shuts off in the middle of like the last 2 of my podcast. One, it just shuts off in the middle. And sometimes it shuts off when I'm recording a video that's 4 minutes long. Sometimes it's 20 minutes. Sometimes it's 2 minutes. But it's always when it's something potent. It's never when it's just puppies or concerts or cats or mountains or sunrises or time lapses of me by a fire. It's never any of those. It's only when I'm talking something potent. So, you know, you can call it schizophrenia, but it feels like I'm being watched. And it feels sometimes like someone's directly fucking with me. And, you know, that's really discouraging. But it's also really motivating. Like, so point being is, I know that I'm bold in the things that I say, and that's dangerous. Like, as a lot of you watching know, like, they literally kill people, suicide them for the things that they say. And like doctors who come out about the truth, and presidents of other countries who resist the shot, and all sorts of people just end up dead for going against the system. And I don't know, I'm like emotional, but I just want to put on the record, like, straight up forever, so everyone knows, like, I don't feel like I have 900 something followers. Like, I don't feel like anyone's gonna come kill me. But yet, you know, like, I don't know. I do feel like my success will always be, like, I have no plans of ever trying to be famous, because, like, look at what I talk about. Like, good luck getting famous. I don't even give a fuck about that. But I don't know what will happen, or if I will ever reach some sort of height where people do actually give a fuck. But either way, I just want it to be known, even if people just worry about me ever, because I share authentically. Like, I would never kill myself. I would never do it. I'm too much of a little bitch, honestly, to do that. But more importantly than that, like, I don't ever want to come back to Earth again. Like, being human is really hard for me, and I don't know why. Like, my life isn't that hard, you know? Like, I'm actually very quite privileged and blessed, and I have a lot to be grateful for, but something about the human experience just doesn't feel natural to me. And like, because I'm aware of all of the darkness that's in the world and how easy it could be fixed, and all of the technology that they have, and all of the power that we as humans have that is hidden from us, like, it's really hard for my soul to be here on this planet. So I believe, like, we chose to come here and we chose to incarnate at this time because for whatever reason, like, our soul needed to come to this place at this time and learn these lessons and grid light and love into the planet for the balancing of the universe. And I believe that, you know, I do believe in, like, the right to die. Like, I think we all should be able to die if we want to. Like, if I was 85 and dying of cancer, I'd maybe do, like, physician-assisted suicide, but I would never, like, kill myself before my time, you know what I mean? Like, because I don't ever want to come back here, and I feel that if I were to quit by taking myself out of the game, I would have to come back and, like, start over and learn these lessons over. And I don't want to fucking do that. I want to learn my lessons and move on to whatever, or just, you know what, actually going back to the cosmic womb and just, like, chilling in that oneness, that unity sounds like superb, you know? So I'm not trying to quit the game early. And that's what life feels like to me. It's like a video game. Like, it feels like to me like our spirits took drugs, in the sense that we were like, yeah, that'll be fun. We'll just go on this, like, drug trip. We'll forget everything that we know, and we'll go down there and play that video game, and then we'll come back with, like, having learned some stuff. So life's like a video game, and, like, you know, we're learning new levels, and as you level up, you gotta, like, learn new things. And then sometimes it's kind of like Mario, where sometimes you're playing level 1 and then you find in level 1 that whistle that blows you to any land, and you can play whatever level. But, like, if you go from level 1 to level 8, it's, like, really hard because you haven't played level 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, but you got there, you know what I mean? So for me, I look at my life like that, and I can see how I'm playing different levels of this life video game and learning different things. And this podcast and being myself on the internet, and, you know, stepping away from being a lawyer and stepping away from the matrix is what has been this next new level of my life. And when you get to a new level, it's, like, exciting because you're in a new level, and at first it's, like, really fun, but it's also more challenging and old. You know, like, you kind of, like, have the same, like in Mario, you always have those little mushroom guys in every level that you got to beat. And then sometimes there's, like, fire mushrooms or, like, skull mushroom turtle guys, you know, like, there's different things, but it's the same concept. Like, you use the things you've learned to overcome those battles. So, like, you know, as I got to this new level of this podcast, at first it was really fun, and I'm like, yeah, we got this. And then as I keep going, the little monsters come up, like the doubt monsters that are like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this? You're never going to be anything, like, blah, 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 blah. And I got to, like, actively smash them in every level. And it gets tiring, and it's challenging, and it's hard, you know, but I just lately am trying to find the joy in the journey and the peace as I go, and just being here now and being grateful for how far I've come, because it's easy to look at your to-do list or your list of goals and see all that you want to accomplish and just beat yourself up for, like, not being there, and, like, oh, I haven't done this, I haven't done that, and I need to do this and I need to do that. And then we end up just depleting so much of our energy because we're so mean to ourselves. And then we don't even look at how far we've come. You know, like, I have so much that I want to accomplish in this life, and so much that I want to do. And it feels like I'm moving at the pace of a tortoise. Like I'm just like, I feel like a little kid who's like trapped in a baby body but wants to be like a big kid. And I'm just learning to be gentle with myself and remind myself of how far I've come. Like, you know, I've had a podcast now for 3 months, and that's huge for me. Like, I've released something every Monday for 3 months. That's really consistent for me. Like, my energy ebbs and flows. So for me to show up that way shows me like I can do it. And I started a group, and yeah, it's only one group. And yeah, I want to do a ton of groups and I want to do one-on-one stuff, but I started one group and I'm doing it. And like, that's been in the making for years. So I'm just grateful, and reminding myself to be grateful, and hopefully reminding you to be grateful, and that it's okay wherever you're at on your journey. And, you know, I had a really profound lesson happen recently too, where for months, no, probably years, I've been beating myself up about not having a website. Like, I had a website for a little bit, and then I switched over to Square because I was going to sell these t-shirts, which I've been selling t-shirts, but I've been doing it all through like DMs and just chatting with people, which can be a lot. So I was like, oh, I'm going to set up this website. So I got Square. I started the process, and then I just couldn't bring myself to do it. Like, I just couldn't. Anytime I thought about doing the website, I just like could not get the motivation to do it. And I beat myself up about it a lot, you know, like I felt shitty, and I was like, Kalla, you're so fucking lazy. Like, why are you not doing this? Like, God, you need to have a website. And, you know, I had a lot of help with my coach, Katie, at the time. She was like, do you even need a website? Like, what if you just let yourself move when the inspiration moves you, rather than like beating yourself up about it? And like, do you really need to do that? Or what's something else that you could do that would benefit you right now? And so she shifted my mindset a little bit to like allowing myself to act on things when my inspiration moves me, and trust that inspiration. And the rest of the time, allow myself to rest and be resting when I'm resting. Because so often I'm like resting, but I'm really thinking about all the things I should be doing, which isn't actually resting. So she helped me through that, but there was definitely still feelings of like, you know, I need a website and all of that, and feeling like this guilt about it. So then I ended up switching t-shirt companies, just because me and the t-shirt company I was working with decided it would just be best if I switched to someone else. And this guy was like, okay, so we're gonna create a website together, and then we'll help you run it, and we'll just print, ship, do everything, and when we get an order, we'll handle it. So we need you to set up a Shopify website. And in that moment, I just like couldn't help but laugh, because I spent a couple hours on this other website and then beat myself the fuck up for not finishing it, when really it was spirit working through me and protecting me and guiding me to not do it. Because had I put in even more time into that website, I would have just had to redo it all over again on Shopify. So I was like, damn, that's why I didn't feel the motivation or the drive to make this website, because it wasn't aligned. It wasn't right. And, you know, now it's like I have all this pressure about this website in me. I can feel like that, those like neurological responses and like the nervousness or anxiety that comes with it, because I spent so long patterning myself negatively about the website in my mind, that I created these like unhelpful neural pathways that now I'm like still daunting. Like, the website still feels so daunting. So the lesson I got from that was to just like calm down and enjoy the process and trust the journey. Like, trust your inspiration. And when you just can't get yourself to do something, like maybe question like, do I even need to do this thing right now? Or is this society telling me that this is what I need to do? Is this the matrix programming telling me this is what I need to do? Because truthfully, like, I left the matrix job because I wasn't happy in the matrix job and I didn't want to be a slave to the system. So me personally, I'm constantly working to like deprogram myself from those concepts of like hustle culture, boss babe culture, go, 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 work, 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 work. Because if I'm trying to create this new earth and this new way of being, I want to be conscious of what I'm building my foundation on. And it doesn't feel good for me to build my foundation on the same patriarchal principles that I have been seeking to get away from. So, for example, I don't want to be on call 24/7. I don't want to be available tied to my phone 24/7. I want to be able to take time off and not have to respond to messages for a couple days. I want to be able to go in nature and just turn my phone on airplane mode. I want to be able to work when I feel inspired and rest when I don't. I prioritize rest and play and freedom over anything else. If I'm being truthful, I don't want to be a famous millionaire. I just want to make enough to get by. I just want to be able to create freely and be myself. I just want to connect with people. I just want to make people feel safe to be themselves. I just want to spread the truth. I just want to anchor love. I just want to enjoy my life. Like, I don't want to hustle my way to the top. So if you're out there and you feel like you don't have to want to be something major, you know, like, it's beautiful if that is what you want, but I'm just at a place where I'm just trusting spirit, and I'm just really working on leaning into that. Because I had a friend ask me the other day, like, what's your big dream? Not the other day, but a while ago. She was like, you need to have a big dream. Like, what's your big dream? Like, I see you as so successful and so this or that. And like, you know, you need to see it and claim it and not be afraid of it. And I do think that that's true. And I loved that conversation with her because it did fire me up and build me up in a way that, like, you know, I do feel worthy of like a big dream, you know, of like being heard by thousands of people and speaking and showing up authentically and just like having a voice, like using my voice is, I can see that for myself. But the specifics of it, I don't know. And I kind of like it that way, because to me, like, I just believe that spirit has a greater plan for me than I could ever know for myself. So my job is to just follow my highest joy and keep doing what brings me joy. And I believe that doors will open and opportunities will present themselves as a result of me doing that. And I already have evidence of that happening in my life. Like, I went to the Sound Culture Summit put on by the Higher Grounds Gathering to see my brother, the Kaleidoscope Kid, perform. And that was my highest joy. Like, I was so excited to go, and I went. I wore this shawl. I danced and floated around. Me and my friend, we just had so much fun and just enjoyed ourselves and danced to the music, and we're just so free, and it was beautiful. And when I left, I got a message from the people who put on the event, and they were just like, hey, I loved your energy at the event. Like, I saw you walking around. It was so beautiful. I love what you're doing on your page. Like, I would love to collaborate with you in the future. And I was like, dude, yes, like, I would love to collaborate with you. That sounds amazing. And so after that event, or after we had that brief conversation, I then got another message a few weeks later, and she was like, hey, I would love to get on a phone call with you. Can we talk? I have a proposition. And I was like, bet, let's go. So we got on a phone call, and she asked me if I would do like a 30-minute speech at the next event, or at one of her events. It's called Stimulate, and it's on December 11th. And there's going to be a bunch of DJs, like dubstep performers, and at some point I'm going to come out and speak and share my truth and like share a potent message and like things we can do about it. And I was so excited, like I cried, and I still feel emotional about it now, because like I never said I want to do that. Like I never said I want to speak at concerts. I never said, oh, I would love to do that. Like I never said that. But by virtue of me following my highest joy and being myself, someone saw value in me and gave me this opportunity to see value in myself in a new way. And that's powerful. And that's more powerful than me envisioning what I could envision. All I want from this life, and all I keep saying, is I want to be paid to be myself. I want to be paid to do things that I already love to do, like connect with people, help people talk about difficult things, help people love themselves and be themselves, and just share the truth of who I am in whatever way. Because I believe we're all just here to inspire each other. And I don't know what I'm doing, but I know how to be myself, and I can offer that to the world, because there is no other Kalla. There's no one like me. Just like there's no one like you. I'm not special. I'm special because we all are, but I'm no more special than you. I don't know more than you. There's nothing that I have that I'm doing that you couldn't do, if that was your highest joy and your highest excitement. So it's just been a beautiful journey. And you know, I've just been learning to love myself through it and trust myself through it. And, you know, sometimes it's hard to watch these videos back and hear myself say weird things, or, you know, and I've got like a month lag. So as I get a little bit better, I have to watch older videos where I'm not as good. And then even still, some days it doesn't feel as good when I record, and it's just a journey. But I'm learning as I go. Whoa, that was a big burp, guys. I'm so sorry. Confirmation burp. I'm learning as I go, and just doing what I can to be myself and show up authentically. And I already feel better. Like, how long have I been talking for? Like 35 minutes? I already feel better even just sharing this little bit. It's been a minute since I've gotten on and made videos myself, because I've been so busy like interviewing other people. So it feels good to come on and share with you guys a little bit of the truth of who I am and where I'm at in this journey. So thank you for tuning in to listen and being here with me. And I know it's kind of been all over the place, but I hope that you guys got something out of it. And if nothing else, just know that we're all out here going through ebbs and flows of our energy, and taking it one day at a time and one moment at a time. So if you're watching this, you're probably an alien too. I have 2 card decks that I pulled out, so I want to pull from each of them. This one is the Whispers of Love deck by Angela Hartfield, artwork by Josephine Wall. So let's see what our ancestors, angels, spirit has to say to us from the Whispers of Love deck about how can we love ourselves more, because that's really where it starts and ends, is with ourselves. Loving ourselves so that we can love others fully and completely in the truth of who they are. No one's perfect. No one's perfect, and no one knows what they're doing. We got 2 cards. Practice compassion. See things from a fresh perspective and slow down. Pause and allow things to unfold. This obviously directly relates to everything that I was just talking, I was just talking about practice compassion and just having compassion for yourself and, understanding that it's all divine, and slow down, pause and allow things to unfold. Like, especially right now as I release this, it's Mercury retrograde. Like, I know we can't blame all of our problems on that, but it is intense times, and it's a time for review and, slowing down, reviewing things. We're coming into fall, like, and also just slowing down on your journey. Like, we get so caught up in, like, we want to be here and there and the other things, but really, like, I just keep reminding myself that I'm building such a strong foundation. And, if I were to wake up tomorrow and have 100,000 followers, like, I would also be met with a lot of energy. Like, that's a lot of energy. And so I'm okay with my journey being slow and organic. And, I'm okay with just having one person get something out of my video. Like, I'm not doing this for clout or for fame or for anything. Like, I'm literally just showing up in service to God, to myself, to all of you, in the way that I know how, which is just being myself. And sometimes it feels like, is there even value in that? But then when I look on the internet and see so much of the opposite of just, like, the fake shit and the consumerism and the matrix spirituality and, like, all this shit, like, I just know that my path is unique, and I'm supposed to do this because I keep doing it, and because I can't imagine not doing it, and because, like, it feels good. So it doesn't matter, everything, like, it's slow. Trust the timing of your journey, trust the timing of your life. Like, everything is unfolding as it should, and God won't give you more than you can handle. Like, it's important to build the strong foundation, get the roots, and then blossom. The card I got is your life is a canvas. Artist, manifestation, creative accountability. I love that because that's how I feel. And not just about myself, but about all of you and about each of us. Is our life is the message. Who we are is the art. We are the vision. You are the vision. Like, we all are here to learn from each other. We all have a story. We all have a message. Like, I want to put every single one of you on my podcast because I know that every single person has gone through something that we all can learn from. And we're all connected. Your pain is my pain. When you suffer, I suffer. We won't ascend until we all ascend. That's why I love, like, it's so important to have services that are accessible to everyone. We're going to do a podcast on that sometime. Oh, I don't know how to say this word. Hiraeth, Hiraeth. Longing for home, homesick for the stars. I feel that. And I know a lot of you feel that too. Like, just, like, this place is home. Earth is home for right now, but just this longing to go back to somewhere that makes more sense. And you're not alone in that. And just keep reminding yourself that we came here for a reason, and we came here to get some work done. And sometimes I feel like, honestly, like, we're just here to hold the consciousness and hold the light. Like, we're just holding the light because there's so much darkness in the world. And that brings me back really nice full circle. I was going to pull one more card, but this is perfect. The bottom card was weight of the world, boundaries, let it go. It's not yours to carry. And what that makes me think of is like, it's not our duty to save the world. As much as I do think we have a duty to speak our truth in terms of the injustices that are going on, I do think we have a duty to stand strong in our boundaries and stand strong in our beliefs, in that, like, not doing things that we feel coerced to do, whether it be taking a test or taking something in your arm. I do believe we have a duty to stand in our truth, but we don't have a duty. We don't have to carry the weight of the world. We didn't come here to save the world. We came here to be a light at this time and to anchor light and love into this planet simply by being here. So the biggest act of resistance you can do to the system is follow your fucking joy and be fucking happy. Even when you know all this shit is going on, even when the world is crumbling around you, just be the fucking light. Talk about the darkness as the light. Know that it's happening and know that you are stronger than it. Because even in all of the programming, all of the movies, everything, the light always wins. It always wins. And like I said, this brings me back around to why I'm so grateful that the candle has really been like a staple in this podcast and really is like this centering, anchoring point, is because when I went to the peyote ceremony this last March, we all had a candle, and at one point he said, all of the darkness in the world can't put out the light of a single candle. And it was just so profound and so strong, and it could have been the medicine, but I just started crying thinking about how, like, we are just this light and we are surrounded by so much darkness. There's so much darkness. Like, when I shut off the light, darkness is just trying to put out the candle, but all of the darkness in the world can't put out the light of a single candle. And you are the candle. We are the candles. We are the light. We just came here to hold the light while all of this happens. We're just watching a movie as angels or aliens or a mix between the two, or a fairy or God knows what. I don't fucking know. But we're just here to be the light. So find your joy and keep doing it, even when it feels like you don't know why you're doing it, even when it's hard, and even when you don't know if it's going to work. Like, I don't know if what I'm doing is ever going to lead to anything, but I know that I can't go back. I know that I've tasted this. I've tasted how good it feels to be free in every aspect of my life. Like, free to travel, free to be myself, free to share, free to grow, free to do anything, free to go be naked in nature, free to just free. And like, I can't go back. I can't unsee all of the things I've seen. I can't ungrow in the ways that I've grown. I can't take the blue pill. I'm too far deep, So, but I wouldn't have it any other way. As hard as it is to be awake in this world sometimes, like, I'm very grateful. And I know that I came here for this. And I feel really strong. Because this shit ain't easy, but we doing it, baby. So, I think I did it. I think I just recorded the podcast that I was so nervous to record. You got the love. Yeah, baby. Portal. Doors are opening. You decide. Okay, we could look at all the cards, but point is, life ain't easy, but we out here, baby. So that's it. I think that's all I have to say. I'm really grateful that it's been 3 months of podcasts. I'm really excited for this, and I'm just excited to keep growing, and I thank all of you for being with me on this journey. And truly, it means the world to me. Everything that you say, all the ways that you build me up, the fact that you take your time to listen to me just humbles me in ways that I didn't expect. And I'm just grateful for the love that I've been able to find in myself because of the reflection of all of you loving me back. And I wouldn't be where I am or who I am without the support and love of all of you. So thank you for taking the time. Thank you for loving me. Next week, let's see, tomorrow's I don't even know. Yeah, tomorrow's the 11th. So next week is going to be a podcast with my sister, Lisa Marie, and we are going to be talking about conscious uncoupling with the moon, right in time for the full moon next week. So that's going to be a really interesting and awesome episode that I'm excited to share with all of you. And after that, we've got a lot on the lineup. So if you have an idea for a podcast or someone that you would like me to interview, please let me know. I am always looking for awesome people doing awesome things, experts in their field, passionate about the truth, anything like that, let me know. Even if it's you, let me know. And otherwise, I'm always open to hearing ideas of what you guys would love to hear videos about. I'm working on starting a Patreon where I'm going to share more personal videos and some of the healing that I've been doing, and just keeping it real with you guys. So be on the lookout for that. I'm working on t-shirts, so if you are waiting for a t-shirt, I'll get to that once I clear all this website trauma. And I'm going to be starting a 1984 book club here in the next few weeks. It's going to be donation based. I actually just briefly want to speak on donation based. I'm feeling the call to switch all of my services to donation based offerings. So the Awakened from the Matrix support group, I'm looking to start again. Once I finish this one, I just want to get my feet wet, get through it, and then I'm looking to expand. But I'm really focusing on donation based because I believe that that's the energy exchange of the future. And I think I'm going to do a podcast episode about that later. But while I'm saying that, I just want to throw it out there that if you get something out of my videos, or you feel inclined to donate, or you want to hop on a call and talk about things or things like that, like, we can always schedule something in a donation-based form and fashion. I do want to show up in service to everyone all of the time, but it does take a lot of my energy to do these videos, to do the podcast, to communicate and message everyone. And as much as I love doing it, I also, gotta eat and stuff. So, and I'm trying to buy a van so I can live off the land. So if you ever feel inspired to donate, you can do that. I think I'll add a link to it in my comments. No pressure at all, ever. My goal in life is to show up in service and help people and make people feel seen and heard and loved exactly as they are. So never any pressure to donate, but I just want to put that out there, that is the way I'm shifting moving forward, is to donation-based offerings. And I also will be starting a Patreon so that I can get a little bit more energy exchange going. So thank you for supporting me. Thank you for loving me. But the greatest gift that you give me is you being here with me and sharing in this with me, and your loving words and comments. That really is what gives me the fuel to keep going. So thank you to all of you. I love you so much, and thank you for allowing me the space to love myself. I hope that you all got something out of this episode and can carry it with you through the remainder of this week, whenever you listen to it, and that together we can all anchor more light and love into this planet. I love all of you so much. Have a beautiful week. Mwah.
Funk past J's and face the blunt ashtrays and skate with punk kids. I still the chase of some bad days. I'm lacing up half cabs and shake John spliffs. Whatever happened to rap, it should rest in peace to Mac, and I'm here to raise it from the dead. Cause drugs ain't cool, kid, plug you with that new shit. Turn water to wine and break bread. And if I said this all the future, would you trust I told the truth, or would you run away and tell my whole fan base? Cause sooner or later, kid, they'll take your human nature and they'll burn you at the stakes while the band plays. So, any last words, better speak up now. I said, why do birds sing? What's a king without a crown? They all stood in silence while they listened to the sound of a madman reason with the demons he found. You can't lock up ideas, we don't even exist. I just live through the speakers and the beats that we kick. Is this forbidden fruit from the Garden of Eden? Is it freedom of speech, or am I speaking for freedom?